Ladies and gentlemen, imagine this. What if I told you that the greatest barrier between you and your full potential isn't external, but rather the habits you battle daily, these silent adversaries? Procrastination, self-doubt, and comparison slowly erode your success, often without you realizing it. But here's the reality. Your life doesn't change by chance. It changes when you take control. Today, we'll uncover 7 destructive habits that may be holding you back, and more importantly, how to break free from them, because when you master these daily battles, you unlock a life of greater success, confidence, and fulfillment. So stay with me. By the end of this, you won't just feel inspired, you'll be ready to take action. The power of habits. Habits are the unseen forces shaping our lives. They consist of small, repeated actions that we often perform unconsciously. Over time, these actions define the bigger picture of our existence. The challenge? Some habits work against us rather than for us. Today, we'll identify 7 harmful habits and explore how to overcome them. Because here's the truth. Life doesn't improve by accident. It improves through intentional change. Transforming our habits may be the key to unlocking our full potential. Let's begin with the first. Battling procrastination. Procrastination, the thief of time, the enemy of progress. It's that voice whispering, I'll do it tomorrow, but tomorrow never truly comes. There's always another excuse, another delay. Think of procrastination like a credit card. It feels good in the moment, but the bill eventually comes due. The cost? Missed opportunities, unfinished projects, and unrealized potential. It creates a gap between who you are and who you could become. So how do we overcome it? Understand that motivation follows action, not the other way around. You don't wait to feel inspired, you take action first, and the momentum builds from there. Start small. If you've been putting off a major task, break it into smaller, manageable steps, then commit to completing just one part immediately. Not later, not tomorrow, right now. Time will pass regardless. Why not use it productively? Overcoming negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is that inner voice whispering that you're not good enough or capable enough. It's the habit of focusing on limitations rather than possibilities. Imagine driving through life with the brakes engaged. You may move forward, but never at full speed. Self-doubt restricts your potential, holds you back, and traps you in a cycle of hesitation. To break free, start with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. When you catch yourself engaging in self-criticism, pause and challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence supports this thought? Once you identify negative self-talk, the next step is to replace it with constructive thinking. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, shift to, I'm still learning, and every step is progress. This subtle shift rewires your mindset, fostering confidence and resilience. Another effective approach is to speak to yourself as you would to a close friend. You wouldn't constantly criticize them, so why do it to yourself? Self-compassion fuels growth far more than self-doubt ever could. Let's move on to another hidden enemy, comparison. Escaping the trap of comparison, the habit of measuring yourself against others, is one of the quickest ways to drain motivation. In a world driven by social media, it's easy to believe that everyone else is ahead, more successful, or more fulfilled, but what we often see is a highlight reel, not the full picture. Comparison shifts focus away from personal progress and toward an illusion of what success should look like. The key to overcoming this habit: redirect your attention. Instead of asking, why am I not there yet? Ask, how far have I come? Tracking your own improvements, no matter how small, shifts your mindset from scarcity to growth. Your only true competition is who you were yesterday. Next, let's address a habit that slowly chips away at success: seeking perfection. Letting go of perfectionism, striving for excellence, is valuable, but perfectionism is a different story. It creates a cycle of overanalyzing, delaying, and never feeling satisfied. The result? Goals remain unfinished, ideas never come to life, and opportunities slip away. The reality is that perfection doesn't exist. Waiting for the perfect moment often means waiting forever. Instead, aim for consistent improvement. Done is always better than perfect, and action beats hesitation every time. Now, let's turn to something that quietly drains energy and focus: neglecting rest. The cost of ignoring rest. In a culture that glorifies constant productivity, rest is often seen as a weakness. But lack of proper recovery leads to burnout, decreased performance, and loss of motivation. Rest isn't a reward, it's a necessity. Whether it's quality sleep, mental breaks, or time spent unplugged, recovery fuels long-term success. Those who understand this don't just work harder, they work smarter. But even with rest, there's one more habit that holds many back: fear of failure. Breaking free from fear of failure. Many never reach their full potential, not because they lack skill or opportunity, but because fear keeps them from trying. Failure is often seen as a dead end, when in reality it's just part of the learning process. Every successful person has faced setbacks. The difference is, they didn't let failure define them, they used it as fuel to improve. The sooner you reframe failure as feedback, the sooner you start making real progress. The turning point, breaking free from destructive habits, doesn't happen overnight, but every small change creates momentum. The key is consistency. One step at a time, one habit at a time. So, as you move forward, ask yourself, which habit is holding me back the most? Identify it, take action, and begin the process of change. Because in the end, your life isn't shaped by circumstances, it's shaped by the choices you make daily, and today you have the power to choose differently. Responding to negative thoughts instead of dismissing a friend's concerns, offer encouragement. Similarly, replace self-doubt with positive affirmations. Rather than saying, I can't do it, try, I'm learning how to do it. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, say, I improve every day. Your mind internalizes what you tell it, so feed it empowering thoughts, avoiding comparison. In the age of social media, it's easy to compare our struggles to others' curated success. We see achievements and wonder, why not me? This mindset steals joy, diminishes self-worth, and blinds us to our progress. Worst of all, it ignores the fact that everyone's journey is unique. How do we overcome this? First, recognize that each path is different. Your chapter 1 may be someone else's chapter 20, and that's okay. Prioritize your own growth rather than measuring yourself against someone else's timeline. Celebrate your wins, big or small. Second, use comparison as motivation instead of discouragement. If someone has achieved what you aspire to, ask yourself, what can I learn from them? How did they reach this level? Let their success inspire you rather than cause self-doubt. Eliminating excuses. Excuses are obstacles we place in our own way. They justify why we can't succeed, change, or improve. But for every excuse, there is a solution. Making excuses is like hitting the snooze button on your potential. It may feel comforting in the moment, but it delays progress and holds you back from your goals. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. Breaking free starts with accountability. Instead of dwelling on why something can't be done, ask, how can it be achieved? Instead of saying, I don't have time, reframe it as, how can I make time? Instead of, I don't know how, say, how can I learn? Successful people don't rely on excuses, they find solutions. They don't search for ways out, they look for ways forward. That mindset is the game changer. So the next time you catch yourself making an excuse, stop and ask, is this excuse more important than my dreams? The myth of multitasking. Many believe multitasking boosts productivity, but studies show it actually reduces efficiency by up to 40%. The reality is, you're not doing multiple things simultaneously, you're just rapidly switching between tasks. Each switch comes with a cognitive cost, reducing focus, breaking momentum, and increasing the likelihood of mistakes. The solution? Focus on one task at a time. Train your mind to be present and fully engaged in the task at hand. Quality over quantity leads to true productivity. The power of single tasking. Instead of juggling multiple things at once, direct your attention to one task until completion. This improves efficiency, deepens focus, and enhances the quality of your work. When you spread yourself too thin, performance suffers, and tasks take longer to finish. A practical approach is time blocking. Dedicate specific periods to individual tasks. Turn off distractions, set a clear goal, and commit fully to the task at hand. By doing so, you will complete work faster and with greater accuracy. The role of consistency and success isn't built overnight. It's a product of daily habits. Small, repeated actions shape long-term achievements. Motivation may spark progress, but consistency sustains it. The key is discipline. On days when motivation fades, commitment keeps you moving. Whether it's learning a new skill, improving your health, or growing professionally, consistent effort leads to results. Progress compounds over time, and persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. Overcoming the fear of failure. Many hesitate to take action because they fear failing. But failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Every setback teaches valuable lessons and provides opportunities for growth. Rather than avoiding challenges, reframe failure as feedback. Each mistake is a stepping stone toward improvement. The most accomplished individuals in any field have faced obstacles, learned from them, and kept going. The only true failure is giving up. Taking responsibility for your life growth begins when you take ownership of your actions and decisions. Blaming circumstances, other people, or luck won't change your situation. The moment you accept full responsibility, you regain control. Success is a result of choices. Every decision you make, how you spend your time, the mindset you adopt, the habits you cultivate, shapes your future. Waiting for change won't create progress. Taking action will. The final step? Applying these principles. Knowledge alone isn't enough. Implementation is key. Transforming your mindset, eliminating excuses, and focusing on personal growth require conscious effort. But each small step brings you closer to your goals. Start today. Choose one habit to improve, one excuse to eliminate, or one task to focus on. With persistence, the changes you make now will shape the success you build in the future. Optimizing your environment for success. Take a moment to evaluate your surroundings. Are they helping you break free from bad habits, or are they making the process more difficult? If it's the latter, consider what adjustments you can make. Perhaps decluttering your workspace will create a more productive atmosphere. Maybe limiting time with negative influences will enhance your mindset. Establishing a strong morning routine could set the tone for success. Remember, modifying your environment is often easier than relying solely on willpower. Build a space that fosters growth and makes overcoming these habits more manageable. The power of accountability, holding yourself accountable, is essential in this journey. When no one else is aware of your goals, it's easy to let yourself slip. But when you share your intentions with others and have someone checking in on your progress, it becomes significantly harder to revert to old habits. Find an accountability partner, join a mastermind group, or confide in friends and family. The more people who know about your commitment, the more support you'll receive, and the stronger your motivation will be. We tend to reflect the habits and mindsets of those around us. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. Those who support your growth and are also striving to improve. The role of self-reflection. Simply going through the motions isn't enough. You need to consistently evaluate your progress. What strategies are working? Where are you still struggling? Identifying these areas allows for necessary adjustments. Make self-reflection a regular practice. Perhaps through a weekly review or a monthly check-in. Use this time to acknowledge your progress, no matter how small, and refine your approach where needed. The goal isn't perfection, it's continuous improvement. Setbacks are inevitable. There will be days when you fall back into old habits, but what matters is your ability to persist, to learn, and to keep moving forward. The power of visualization. Your mind is an incredibly powerful tool, and visualization is one of the most effective ways to harness it. Take a few moments each day to picture yourself successfully overcoming these habits. See yourself taking action instead of procrastinating. Imagine speaking to yourself with kindness instead of engaging in negative self-talk. Visualize embracing challenges rather than avoiding them. This type of vivid mental imagery primes your brain for success, making you more likely to act in alignment with positive behaviors when the moment arises. Your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between imagined experiences and reality, so the more you visualize success, the more natural these behaviors will become. The overlook factor: sleep and routine. One crucial aspect often neglected when discussing habits is sleep. Poor rest can significantly impact your ability to make positive changes. When you're sleep deprived, your willpower weakens, decision-making becomes harder, and motivation declines. This makes it much easier to fall back into negative patterns. To regain control, establish a consistent sleep schedule. Set a fixed bedtime and wake-up time, ensuring you get adequate rest each night. Avoid screens before bed, as blue light can disrupt sleep quality. Instead, develop a nighttime routine that signals your brain it's time to wind down. Reading, meditating, or practicing deep breathing can be effective. Fixing your sleep routine is not just about feeling rested. It's about equipping yourself with the energy and mental clarity needed to stay committed to your goals. The impact of small daily choices, breaking habits, isn't about making one massive change overnight. It's about the small daily decisions that gradually shape your behavior. Every time you choose a productive action over a destructive one, you reinforce new neural pathways. Over time, these minor victories accumulate into lasting transformation. Identify the micro decisions that influence your habits. If distractions derail your focus, eliminate them before they become a problem. If stress leads to unhealthy coping mechanisms, find alternative ways to manage it. Exercise, journaling, or engaging in hobbies. These small shifts compound over time, making it easier to sustain long-term change. Rewiring your mind for long-term success. Lasting change requires not just effort, but a shift in mindset. The way you perceive challenges, setbacks, and progress determines whether you stay committed or give up. Instead of seeing failure as proof you can't change, view it as feedback, an opportunity to learn and adjust. Reframe the way you think about discomfort. Growth often requires stepping outside of your comfort zone. Rather than resisting challenges, embrace them as stepping stones toward improvement. When you focus on the process rather than just the outcome, maintaining momentum becomes much easier. Taking action today, ultimately, knowledge alone won't break bad habits. Action will. The best time to start is now. Choose one strategy from this discussion and apply it immediately. Whether it's modifying your environment, seeking accountability, or improving your sleep, every step you take brings you closer to success. Consistency is key. Even on difficult days, remind yourself why you started. Progress may be gradual, but every effort moves you forward. Commit to the process, stay persistent, and over time you'll transform not only your habits, but your entire way of life. The importance of self-compassion. Overcoming ingrained habits is a challenging process, requiring dedication and resilience. There will be moments when you falter, slipping back into old patterns. In these instances, it's natural to feel frustrated, to engage in negative self-talk, or to perceive yourself as a failure. However, being overly self-critical does not help. In fact, it often worsens the situation. It can trap you in a cycle of negativity, making it even harder to break free from these habits. Instead, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same patience and understanding you would extend to a close friend. Recognize that you are human. Perfection is neither expected nor necessary. What truly matters is your willingness to keep going, to learn from your setbacks, and to rise each time you stumble. Every challenge presents an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. The role of purpose in overcoming habits. A strong sense of purpose provides a powerful foundation for change. When you have a clear, meaningful reason behind your desire to break free from harmful habits, staying motivated becomes significantly easier. Take time to reflect. Why do you want to make this change? What is driving you? How will overcoming these habits improve your life? How will it enable you to serve others more effectively? True, lasting motivation often stems from a purpose greater than oneself. The importance of celebrating progress. In your journey to overcome negative habits, it's easy to focus solely on what still needs improvement. However, acknowledging and celebrating progress, no matter how small, is essential. Recognizing your achievements serves several important functions. It reinforces positive behaviors, boosts motivation, and provides a reminder of how far you've come. This is especially valuable when facing challenges. Personal growth is a continuous process, not just a final destination. Take the time to appreciate each milestone and celebrate the progress you've made along the way. The power of focus in battling habits. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, constantly pulling your attention in different directions. To truly break free from unhelpful habits, you must cultivate focus. Focus is about directing your energy toward what truly matters. It means setting clear priorities, eliminating distractions that don't align with your goals, and being fully present in each task, whether it's work, learning, or relaxation. A simple truth to remember is where focus goes, energy flows. By consistently directing your attention towards self-improvement, you accelerate your progress and create lasting change. The role of patience in this process. Overcoming deeply ingrained habits is not an overnight process. It requires time, patience, and persistence. Change doesn't happen instantly, and expecting immediate results can lead to frustration. Approach this journey with a long-term mindset. Remember, you're not just altering a few behaviors. You're rewiring your brain and building new patterns. Each step, no matter how small, contributes to meaningful transformation. Stay committed, trust the process, and be patient with yourself as you continue to grow. Fear of failure and taking action. One of the biggest obstacles in overcoming habits is the fear of failure. Many people hesitate to take action because they worry about making mistakes or not succeeding fast enough. But avoiding action due to fear only keeps you stuck. Failure is not the enemy, it is a natural part of growth. Every mistake provides valuable lessons and insights that help you move forward. The key is to reframe failure as a stepping stone rather than a setback. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, take small steps now. Progress happens through action, not hesitation. The power of small, consistent efforts. Big changes don't happen overnight. The most effective way to overcome habits is through consistent small efforts. When you commit to steady progress, those small improvements compound over time, leading to significant transformation. Rather than focusing on drastic change, prioritize daily actions that align with your goals. Whether it's replacing an old habit with a better one or making gradual adjustments, consistency is what builds lasting success. Keep showing up even when progress feels slow. Building a support system, you don't have to go through this journey alone. Having a strong support system can make a significant difference in staying motivated and accountable. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth, whether they are friends, family, or mentors. Engage in conversations with those who uplift you. Share your progress, seek guidance, and be open to learning from others who have faced similar challenges. A supportive environment reinforces positive change and helps you stay committed even during difficult times. The importance of self-reflection. Personal growth requires self-awareness. Taking time to reflect on your actions, progress, and setbacks allows you to make meaningful adjustments. Instead of just pushing forward, pause to assess what's working and what needs improvement. Journaling, meditation, or simply setting aside time to think can provide clarity. When you understand your patterns and triggers, you gain greater control over your decisions. Self-reflection is not about dwelling on mistakes, but about using insights to refine your approach. Embracing discomfort is part of growth. Breaking habits often involves stepping outside of your comfort zone. Growth rarely happens when you stay in familiar routines. The discomfort you experience during change is a sign that you're moving in the right direction. Rather than resisting discomfort, embrace it. Accept that feeling uneasy is part of the process, a temporary phase before achieving something better. The more you push through these moments, the stronger you become. Staying committed to long-term change, sustainable progress comes from long-term commitment. Short bursts of motivation may spark change, but true transformation requires persistence. Keep reminding yourself why you started and stay connected to your purpose. Some days will be harder than others, but consistency is what ultimately leads to success. Focus on building habits that align with your goals, stay patient with the process, and trust that every effort contributes to lasting improvement. Single tasking, giving your full attention, focus entirely on the task at hand. When working, dedicate yourself fully to the task. When resting, allow yourself to truly relax. When spending time with family, be fully present with them. At first, this shift may feel uncomfortable since we've grown accustomed to constant stimulation and multitasking. However, by sticking with it, you'll notice increased productivity, reduced stress, and greater satisfaction with your work. Overcoming perfectionism, striving for excellence is valuable, but perfectionism is an entirely different challenge. It can hinder progress, making you believe that if something isn't flawless, it's not worth doing. This mindset keeps you from starting due to fear of failure, from finishing because there's always something to improve, and from sharing your work due to fear of criticism. So, how do you combat perfectionism? First, embrace the idea of good enough. Done is better than perfect. Second, prioritize progress over perfection, celebrating small victories along the way. Finally, reframe mistakes as opportunities for growth rather than failures. They're simply feedback. Digital discipline and mindless scrolling. In today's digital age, mindless scrolling can be a major distraction. Developing digital discipline is crucial to staying focused and engaged in meaningful tasks. Setting clear boundaries with technology allows you to regain control of your time and attention. Breaking free from comfort seeking. There's nothing wrong with comfort, but constant comfort seeking prevents growth. True progress happens beyond your comfort zone. Avoiding challenges, taking the easy route, or resisting change only keeps you stuck. To break this habit, actively embrace discomfort. Do something each day that challenges you, even in a small way. Take on new challenges, develop new skills, and put yourself in situations where failure is possible. Growth happens when you push beyond familiar territory, because nothing truly grows in the comfort zone. The interconnection of these habits don't exist in isolation. They fuel one another, creating cycles of inaction and dissatisfaction. Procrastination leads to negative self-talk, which leads to making excuses, which in turn fuels more procrastination. However, just as negative habits reinforce each other, positive ones do the same. Breaking one bad habit makes it easier to overcome others, triggering a domino effect of self-improvement. The key to starting this cycle? Awareness. Begin by paying closer attention to your thoughts and actions. The power of awareness change begins with recognizing these habits as they unfold in daily life. Pay attention to your thoughts, actions, and the moments when you fall into old patterns. Awareness allows you to interrupt negative cycles before they take hold. Once you recognize these behaviors, take small, intentional steps to shift them. Replace procrastination with decisive action, self-doubt with encouragement, and avoidance with a willingness to engage. Over time, these small choices build momentum, leading to lasting transformation. Building momentum through small win success doesn't come from massive changes overnight. It's built through consistent small victories. Each time you resist the urge to procrastinate, ignore the voice of perfectionism, or step outside your comfort zone, you reinforce a new positive habit. By focusing on one habit at a time, you create a foundation for long-term growth. As these new patterns strengthen, they support each other, making it easier to stay committed. The more you challenge yourself, the more confident you become in your ability to overcome obstacles, shifting mindset for lasting change. Your mindset plays a crucial role in breaking free from limiting habits. Instead of viewing challenges as roadblocks, see them as opportunities to improve. Mistakes aren't failures, they're lessons that refine your approach. Every step outside your comfort zone expands your potential. Commit to continuous improvement rather than seeking perfection. Recognize that growth is an ongoing process, and setbacks are simply part of the journey. By shifting your perspective, you free yourself from the constraints of fear and self-doubt. Taking control of your life, at the core of this transformation, is the decision to take control. Rather than being driven by impulse, distraction, or fear, choose to be intentional about your actions. Each day presents an opportunity to reinforce positive habits and weaken the ones that hold you back. With time, effort, and persistence, you'll find yourself more focused, confident, and fulfilled. The key is to start today, one habit, one choice at a time. Recognizing when you're falling into these patterns is crucial, because awareness is the first step toward change. Once you acknowledge these habits, the next step is taking action. Remember, knowledge alone isn't power, it's potential power. The true power lies in applying what you know. So, don't just identify these habits, actively work to change them. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Changing habits is difficult, it takes time and effort, and you're absolutely right, it's challenging. But let me ask you this, what's the alternative? Staying trapped in habits that hold you back, living a life that never reaches its full potential? The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. Yes, breaking bad habits is tough, but it's even harder to look back and wonder, what if? What if you had overcome procrastination and launched that business? What if you had silenced negative self-talk and pursued your dream? What if you had stepped outside your comfort zone and taken that leap of faith? We don't improve by chance, we improve through change. And transforming these habits could unlock a whole new level of success and fulfillment in your life. Now let's talk about replacing negative habits with positive ones. Simply stopping a bad habit isn't enough. You must replace it with something beneficial. Nature abhors a vacuum, and if you don't fill that space with something positive, negativity will creep back in. So for each habit you're working to change, think about what you can substitute in its place. Instead of procrastinating, develop the habit of taking immediate action. Instead of negative self-talk, practice daily affirmations. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on gratitude. These positive habits won't just counteract the negative ones, they'll build momentum in your life, becoming the foundation for your success. But here's the key, consistency. You can't battle these habits once and expect them to disappear. It's a daily commitment. Every day you must consciously choose to fight these tendencies and reinforce positive behaviors. Think of it like exercise. You can't work out once and expect to be in shape forever. You need to train consistently. The same principle applies here. It's a daily workout for your mind and willpower. Now, let's address an often overlooked factor in habit formation, your environment. Your surroundings have a profound impact on your habits. If you're constantly around negativity, it becomes much harder to maintain a positive mindset. If your workspace is cluttered and disorganized, staying productive and avoiding procrastination becomes a struggle. Being mindful of your environment and making adjustments can make all the difference in successfully breaking bad habits and adopting new, empowering ones. Your environment isn't just about physical space, it also includes the people you interact with and the influences you expose yourself to daily. If you surround yourself with individuals who constantly complain, doubt, or discourage growth, it becomes increasingly difficult to sustain a positive mindset. The same applies to the content you consume. Whether it's social media, news, or entertainment, everything you engage with shapes your thoughts and behaviors. To truly shift your habits, take control of your surroundings. If negative energy surrounds you, seek out people who inspire, challenge, and support your growth. If distractions fill your workspace, organize it to enhance focus and efficiency. The fewer obstacles in your environment, the easier it becomes to stay committed to your goals. Now, let's talk about the importance of patience in this process. Changing habits doesn't happen overnight. It requires persistence, and setbacks are a natural part of the journey. The key is not to let temporary failures turn into permanent defeats. If you slip back into an old pattern, don't let it discourage you. Instead, recognize it as part of the process and realign yourself with the path forward. Progress isn't always visible immediately, but every small effort compounds over time. The habits you cultivate today shape the person you become tomorrow. By staying consistent, adjusting your environment, and replacing limiting behaviors with empowering ones, you set yourself up for long-term success. Ultimately, personal growth is a choice, a daily decision to rise above old patterns and embrace change. So take that first step, commit to the process, and start building the habits that will lead you to the life you truly desire. Breaking free from destructive habits, the power of action, words, and mindset, establishing new thought and behavior patterns takes time, but if you remain persistent, patient, and committed to daily effort, the results will follow. Now, let's talk about the importance of action. Having the desire to overcome bad habits is a great start, but desire alone isn't enough. It must be paired with action. Knowledge, good intentions, and positive thinking all mean nothing without execution. Action is what turns potential into progress, transforming aspirations into reality. So, don't just think or talk about changing. Do something every single day that moves you closer to breaking free from these habits and becoming the person you strive to be. The power of words. Your words are more than just sounds. They reflect your thoughts and shape your reality. If you want to overcome these habits, start by changing your language. Speak with confidence in your ability to improve. Instead of saying, "I can't," ask yourself, "How can I?" Swap, "This is too hard," for "I am growing stronger every day." Words influence mindset. Use language that empowers you and strengthens your commitment to change. Let your words serve as a tool for motivation, not self-sabotage. Mindset, the foundation of change. Your mindset shapes your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. When battling these habits, cultivating the right mindset is essential. Develop a growth mindset. Believe that improvement is always possible. Your abilities aren't fixed. With effort and learning, you can break free from negative patterns. See challenges as opportunities for growth, not obstacles to avoid. Mindset is not set in stone, it evolves. By choosing a growth mindset, you unlock endless potential for personal progress. The 7 habits to overcome conquering procrastination, negative self-talk, comparison, excuses, multitasking, perfectionism, and comfort-seeking isn't easy. It's a daily battle, but it's a battle worth fighting because on the other side, you'll find greater success, fulfillment, and self-growth. Remember, you have the power to change. It won't happen overnight and it won't always be easy, but with consistency, determination, and the right strategies, you can break free from these patterns. So here's the challenge. Start today. Don't wait until Monday, New Year's, or some perfect moment, because that moment may never come. Take action now. It could be as simple as tackling a long-avoided task, replacing a negative thought with a positive one, or stepping out of your comfort zone. Whatever it is, do it today. Then repeat it tomorrow, the next day, and the next. Build momentum. Create a habit of continuous improvement. That's how transformation happens. That's how you break free from destructive habits and become the person you're meant to be. Your life changes when you change. Overcoming these habits could be the key to unlocking a new level of success and fulfillment. The power is in your hands. Use it wisely and watch your life transform. At the end of the day, your habits define your future. The fight against procrastination, self-doubt, comparison, excuses, multitasking, perfectionism, and comfort-seeking isn't won overnight, but every small victory matters. No one else can do this for you. Start today. Take that first step, no matter how small. Push through resistance, silence negativity, and take action, because success isn't built on wishes. It's built on discipline, resilience, and daily effort. You are capable of more than you realize. Now go prove it. The time is now. Final thoughts and key takeaways. At this point, it's clear. Your actions, words, and mindset determine your progress. The journey to breaking these habits isn't about perfection, but about persistence. Small, intentional steps each day will compound over time, leading to real transformation. As you move forward, recognize that setbacks may happen. That's normal. The key is not to let them define you. What matters is how you respond. Instead of dwelling on a mistake, learn from it and get back on track. Progress isn't always linear, but with resilience, you will continue moving in the right direction. Success in overcoming these habits isn't about waiting for motivation. It's about building discipline. Motivation fluctuates, but discipline keeps you going even on days when progress feels slow. Stay consistent, trust the process, and keep pushing forward. Call to action and next steps now. It's time to take action. Thinking about change won't make it happen. Your efforts will. So, what's your next step? Choose one habit you're ready to tackle and take immediate action today. Whether it's committing to a task you've delayed, shifting your internal dialogue, or eliminating distractions, do something that moves you forward. And don't stop there. Keep the momentum alive by setting clear, achievable goals. Track your progress, celebrate small wins, and refine your approach as needed. The more consistent you are, the more natural these new habits will become. Your future is shaped by the choices you make today. Don't wait. The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is now. Step up, take control, and create the life you deserve. Your transformation begins today. Make it count.